I'm Chris Cardaz.
And I'm John Fedko. And we love vinyl records. Come back in time with us to January 8th, 1977.
Would you like to come along?
Yes! We're going to take a look at the top 10 albums on the Billboard 200 LP chart from January 8th, 1977. And Chris is going to show you 20 more interesting albums. And I got a couple I want to pull off of these charts. And we're going to show you the top 10 45 singles from January 8th, 1977, plus some other interesting singles from that chart that Chris is going to pull. We're going to show them all to you because Chris owns them, and I own a lot of this year. This is right in my wheelhouse, Chris. I was 16 years old. I was really into music. And the albums we're going to talk about today are albums I literally bought myself and still own, so I know their first pressings. So let's get right to January 8th, 1977, Billboard Top 200. What are you starting us out with?
Well, we're going to start off with a Vocalist Supreme here. This is number 169 today, January 8th. This is the magnificent Phoebe Snow and her first album. An acquired taste, some people might say, but she's just marvelous. I highly recommend this album. And we're going to move on to number 166. This is Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold. This is a 2-record set, greatest hits, and it has versions of all of his stuff that he did. He'd been around for 10 years or so. It has If You Could Read My Mind and Sundown. But my favorite song on here is from an original album called Don Quixote. The song is called Beautiful. So if you want to hear a beautiful song, check this song out. I highly recommend
Great
it.
songwriter, great guitar player.
Canadian also.
Great artist.
From a different country, number 163 from Ireland, we have guitarist Rory Gallagher. Made a lot of albums at the time, charted lower chart a lot of times, but he did chart with a bunch of things. And he's more popular today than he was back then. So his albums are all collectible and they're hotly sought after. So check them out.
This is Calling Card.
Calling Card by Rory Gallagher. Next, number 102. Rock and roll. This is the Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep.
Agents of Fortune. This is an underrated act. I thought they were going to be enormous. I thought they were going to be like Led Zeppelin big, but they did very well. Their earlier albums than this had some great songs on them. One called Cities on Flame with rock and roll, and Before the Kiss, A Red Cap. And a couple albums after this, they're just a great sounding stuff. Their albums are called Mirrors and Cultosaurus Erectus. Check them out. You'll love them. Blue Oyster Cult. Number 101. This is a group that had a bunch of hit singles. You hear one single, you say, that's good. You hear another one, oh, that's good. You put them all together, you get this greatest hits album, War. Greatest hits. And when you play it, you're just astounded by how talented these guys are. My favorite song is All Day Music. I love that. Most people like Low Rider. But I like Slipping into Darkness, The World is a Ghetto. They're all good songs. Love these guys. Number 98, a big favorite of mine. I like easy listening singers and things. I like singers, Elvis type people. This is the great Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond made a ton of albums, starting in about 1966, I believe. And this one is one of his best albums. This is 1977. This is Neil Diamond's Beautiful Noise. It was produced by Robbie Robertson of the band, which is an unusual combination because they come from two different worlds. But a lot of people might wonder why Neil Diamond was in the last waltz when he was in there because of Robbie Robertson.
One of the all-time great rock movies, by the way. Holster was the
I
last
think it's
waltz.
the best rock movie.
I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
There's a single on here called "If You Know What I Mean." It's absolutely one of his best records of all time.
All right, I'm going to jump in here now with number 94 on the charts.
Knock 'em
Okay,
out,
and this is
Johnny.
one of my favorite albums and one of my favorite groups, and this is one of my favorite albums from the 70s. The Spinners produced incredible stuff. This is my personal favorite Spinners album. This, of course, features Rubber Band Man, the long version. You want the 7-minute version, okay? And I love every single song on this album. Love the Spinners. Happiness is being with the Spinners checked in at 94 on this week, and they were just absolutely sensational. And this is a first pressing, and when you get this album, make sure you get the inner sleeve that has, they had their own special inner sleeve. That's how big they were in Atlantic. It says Spinners on the, it just says Spinners everywhere. So they were so big they had their own Atlantic individual inner sleeve, and you want to get that inner sleeve with. I bought this is the first pressing because I bought it the day it came out because I was really into the Spinners.
7 minutes of Rubber Band.
Oh, and you have to get the long version. It's absolutely
I
fabulous.
collect videos. I have videos, a lot of by the Spinners, and there's videos of them doing that song with these giant rubber bands.
Yeah.
You ever seen them?
Absolutely. I've seen it. I remember watching it live with the giant rubber bands.
Number 81 coming up. The avant-garde Frank Zappa and Zoot Allures. Terry Bozzio on the drums. There's not much else I can say about it. I don't know all the songs individually, but they're always entertaining. Let me tell you.
Now, by this time, he's on Warner Brothers, I believe.
Just this one album. I think this is the only album on that label.
And it is. It's on a Warner Brothers label. Yes. Okay.
But the musicianship is always astounding, especially a Ruth Underwood on the marimbas. I love that. I love stuff like that. Where are we? Number 67. This is an unusual record. You love when I bring unusual records.
Of course. That's why you're on the show, man. Because you own them all.
This is a soundtrack to a movie they made called All This and World War II. They took footage of World War II movies and stuff, put it together, and then they made all these artists go in and record Beatles songs, and they played Beatle music over the movie. Everybody hated it. Everybody hated the movie. It didn't do well and everything. But take a listen to some of the stuff that's on this album. Ambrosia did Magical Mystery Tour. Elton John did Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. The Bee Gees did Golden Slumbers, and She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, and a bunch of other. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons are on here. And these are all songs that weren't on their regular album. So a lot of people bought the album.
Elton John's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, I don't think was on any album other than this, right?
It may have been released before this album.
He released it as a single, yeah.
It's possible. Other oddities, Keith Moon is on there. Rod Stewart does Get Back. There's something else unusual here. It's the Peter Gabriel, Strawberry Fields. That's the first solo record by Peter Gabriel.
That is really cool. Let's show that again.
It showed up on that.
That is really cool. All This and World War II.
There's a little insert there where you can get the shirt on this good. It looks good on her. All this and t-shirts too.
It's so cool.
Hope you enjoyed that tutorial on All This and World War II. Next we have a group that I really, really like. This is a duo, Loggins and Messina.
So great.
They were underrated as well.
Absolutely.
When I was right around this time, maybe a little bit earlier. That was the first concert I ever saw. It was Loggins and Messina.
Great together.
And the opening act was Jim Croce, all right? And this is a best of. This is a greatest hits album, so everything's on here. Mama Don't Dance, Danny's song, Angry Eyes, that's a great song. Highly recommend their earlier albums, Sitting In and
Love Sitting In. Love Sitting In.
Great stuff.
Love it.
Are we going to move on? This is an important one. This is a big one here. We're
looking at January 8th, 1977, Billboard Top 200.
This is number 57. ABBA. Greatest.
You love ABBA.
I
love ABBA.
ABBA's greatest hits. So there you go. Songs like Fernando are on here. They weren't on any other album. It has a nice inner
Very
picture
cool.
of them. I want to talk a little bit about ABBA. They were never as big in the United States as they were everywhere else. They did have #1 single with Dancing Queen. But I'm going to throw out 7 songs by them that you probably don't know or haven't heard of. And I would say, if you don't really like this group, you should check out these songs. Songs are called Ring Ring, Bang a Boomerang, When I Kiss the Teacher, Move On, As Good as New, Super Trooper, which was a single, peaked at 43, and The Piper. These are songs that you don't hear that are just excellent. These people excel on several different levels. #1, songwriting. They wrote songs. They write as well as Lennon, McCartney. This is how good they are. They're brilliant. The production as well. They also produced the records themselves and arranged everything. The singing was just stone on. Everything is perfect. The records are always perfect. And fourth, but not last, these girls were beautiful on this band. You want to check this out, okay? Number 51, oh wait, I want to do this. This is ABBA's greatest hits. This is an import with a drawing of them on here that is very cool.
Import from UK?
No, I was looking at it, and I believe this import comes from Stockholm, Sweden.
Okay.
So that is very deep. See if you can find a copy of that. It's the only one I've ever seen.
On Discogs, you may be able to.
Number 51, Funky Band. Sold a lot of records. Parliament. We had a Funkadelic record on one of our shows, and this is a Parliament one called The Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. Next, number 49. This is Fleetwood Mac, the big white album here, okay? This is the first album that Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks were on. A little lyric insert.
Gotta get the lyric insert with it.
It's a magnificent album. I like it a lot. I think it's just as good as Rumors, but let's do some statistics here. This album sold 5 million copies. Rumors sold 20 million copies. How about that? Fleetwood Mac, this album was #1. It got to #1 for 1 week. Rumors was #1 for 20 weeks.
Great album.
Believe that?
Yeah, they were prolific.
So they came out, they kind of busting, man. They came out big. I have another copy of that. This is a Mobile Fidelity album, copy of it. And what's unusual about it is it has the original master recording thing on the bottom here instead of the top. They always usually have them at the top. So there we go. Number 43, an album, a group that just knocked me out initially. This is the initial album, the first album by Heart, Ann and Nancy Wilson and their band. Tremendous group.
Dreamboat Annie.
Dreamboat Annie. It has the big hits, Magic Man and Crazy on You. It doesn't get any better than that. They were also great live. I saw them live during that tour, that first album. And Ann Wilson, you got to talk about Ann Wilson a little bit. I believe, my opinion, that she is the best female rock singer ever. I can't think of anybody who's any better than that. Can you?
I'd put Janis Joplin
maybe up there. So. Okay. Other people do. Okay. Other people do.
I love Janis Joplin.
I not only think she's the best female singer of all time, she's vying for best singer.
I would not put her above Karen Carpenter, but that's just me. You know me, I love Karen Carpenter.
I'm talking about rock and roll.
I'm talking singer. I'm putting Karen Carpenter #1.
Yeah.
But she was phenomenal.
They know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rocking. This girl can really bring it. She can put you right through the wall. I have another copy of that. This is a half-speed master series called Nautilus Records. This is Dreamboat Annie. There you go. Next we have number 37, Mr. Boz Scaggs.
Okay, now this is one of the all-time great albums, in my opinion, ever made. It truly is.
He made a bunch of albums before this that didn't do that well. he made a bunch of albums after this that were good, but for some reason, this one album right in the middle, this is the one everybody buys. This is the one that sold all the copies.
If you're a vinyl record collector, you must have this album. It is one of the all-time great albums, in my opinion.
It fits right in with rock music, with pop music, and with disco music. It's a little bit of everything in here.
It dominated the airwaves in the 70s. Dominated.
Hit singles, what can I say? Low Down, Lido Shuffle, It's Over, and a big ballad that he wrote and sang. You heard it on the radio alone, called We're All Alone.
And to me, the best song on here is Georgia.
I did. I think Georgia would have
Georgia is so good.
That would have been a top 5 single.
It's so good. I mean, look, this is an album. You know, you sometimes see these videos. Tell me an album where every single song is awesome.
Yeah, that's a killer.
Here it is. Every single song is awesome. He just hit a grand slam with this thing, and deservedly so. It was on the charts forever.
I don't have that, but I'd say it's one of the premier albums of the entire decade.
No doubt about it. Yeah. I think it's one of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah, agree. Then we're moving to number 30. Oh, wait, I've got a half-speed master copy of...
Perfect. And that's the one that deserves it.
Silk Degrees, and this is a different half-speed master label. This was done by Columbia themselves. They had their own label. So you got that. Half-speed master means that when they master it, they run the tape at half speed, and it makes the record sound better. You get lower lows and higher highs and punchier punches.
Now, one thing that, and you do not have it in this one, so I have a first pressing of this, and there is, it's not an insert, but it's a sleeve that has all of the musicians that play in the song. So you're going to want to get that. And we're going to talk about this album a lot in the future.
I had that. You must have stolen that from me.
Well, well, trust me, I bought this album right when it came out, and there is a sleeve in it that shows all the musicians. And we're going to be talking about this album a lot in the future. We're going to spend a lot of time on this album in later shows.
Number 33, progressive rock, I guess you would call this. A great band. I love this band. This is Kansas.
Yep, great band.
Leftoverture, and I love them right from the start. First album, Kansas, with Can I Tell You? And what's the second album called? I don't remember. Song for America. Third album, Mask. That was my favorite one. And this is the fourth one, Leftoverture, with the Stone classic Carry On Wayward.
And this came in at what? What was this?
This was number 33.
Okay, so I'm coming in with 21 now. With, of course, my favorite group and what I consider the greatest group of all time. And again, we'll discuss that in a later show. I think they're the greatest group of all time, above the Beatles and above the Stones, in that order. The Eagles, and they were 21 with the greatest hits album this week. Okay, this was already on the charts for 45 weeks on January 8th, 1977. And of course, their greatest hits album is an album that everyone should own. Everyone in America should own this album. But there were so many cool things about Eagles albums, and I am an expert on Eagles pressings. Okay,
everybody in the United States does have this.
They should have this, but do they have all of the variations of this? Okay, so if you're a vinyl record collector, a couple of things you have to know about the Eagles, and a lot of people know this already. They put secret messages in the dead wax. So the dead wax is that, wax at the end of the last song of the album, where the needle then goes, or if you have an automatic turntable, the needle pops up. This is the dead wax right here, okay? So they would put secret messages. They would write secret messages in the dead wax. So I have two first pressings here of the greatest hits. Okay, one of them I bought right off of the, I bought one of them as soon as this came out. And on this one, in the dead wax is written, and I'm going to read it right here. Happy New Year, Glenn Johns, who's a Beatles producer, produced a lot of the Eagles stuff early on. And then on the flip side, in the dead wax is written something to Bill Szymczyk, who was their other producer, with love from Bill. So when you look for this album, you want to make sure you get a copy of it with that writing on it. But if you're one of the really cool kids, the really cool Eagle fans, you also want to get a first pressing that doesn't have the secret writing on it, okay? So they made pressings with the secret writing, and here's a pressing, first pressing, without the secret writing in the dead wax. And when you get this album, you want to get the embossed cover.
Oh, yeah.
Embossed means you can feel it. Okay, so the first pressings had an embossed cover, and this one, okay, and there was nothing special that came in this album. It just came in a white sleeve. Here's the original sleeve. Now this one in the dead wax will have nothing. This is an Indianapolis pressing, and this will have nothing in the dead wax. The other thing about the greatest hits albums, and on the Eagles, I'm very big on this. There are better pressings on Eagles albums, and you want to get the SP pressing on this album. It's called a specialty pressing. It's actually this one right here with a secret writing on it. It's got SP in the dead wax. It's a specialty pressing. You can find these albums. They sold 1 million of them, and so look for the SP in the dead wax. That's the best pressing of Eagles' greatest hits. So there you go. There's my Eagles' greatest hits tutorial on what you need to get. You need to get one copy with the special messages in there and one copy without the special messages in there. And you want to get the pressing that has SP in the dead wax.
I did not know that.
There you go. Wait till we get to Hotel California.
I can't. I don't have any room in my brain to process all that stuff. Okay, that's great, John. Let's see what we have next. Number 20. We have the Bee Gees.
Oh, we both love the Bee Gees.
I love the Bee Gees. Now, this shows them on their ascent to the top after a couple of albums that didn't do well. Then they came on with Main Course, and they had 3 hit singles on that album. Jive Talkin' was number 1, and Nights on Broadway, one of my favorites, and Fanny Be Tender with My Love. So this is the follow-up album. The first single from it was You Should Be Dancing. I remember that came out first. I went to the store and bought this new Bee Gees single. I brought it home. You Should Be Dancing. Bob and I, my brother, we played this single. We played it. We listened to it. When it was over, we went, I don't like it. So the album came out. We listened to it and everything, and it's a fine album. It's not as good as Main Course or some of their other albums in that, but it has 3 big singles on it. You Should Be Dancing was number 1. Love So Right was another big hit, and Boogie Child. They were all top 10s, I believe. I didn't look that up. But that's the Bee Gees, Children of the World. And I think the next album after that is Saturday Night Fever, isn't it? Is that what happened next year? I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. Okay, Bee Gees. Led Zeppelin comes in at number 18 with their live album from the movie, The Song Remains the Same. For all you Led Zeppelin people. Their albums stay on the charts for years and years. This has a little booklet with pictures and everything on it, tombstones, and had pictures from the movie. It's a very nice package. Led Zeppelin number 18. Now, as far as the music from it, the live music, they made better live albums. They released better live stuff later on. I have something called How the West Was Won. Has live stuff from all their different albums in different periods, and it sounds really good. You want to check that out as well. Next, number 17, one of my favorite bands, Earth, Wind and Fire. They had just come off of 2 great albums, That's the Way of the World and Gratitude. And the 2 albums after this were, I think, they're probably their best albums, All in All and I Am. This one right in the middle, they had a few problems, but it has one of their best songs of all time on it. And it's a great sounding record. You want to turn it up full blast, have a great big stereo, and play Getaway. This is the song, just knock you out. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Number 15, we come
Getting closer to the top 10, January 8th, 1977. Okay.
Number 15.
Oh, here we go.
This is it.
This is all the kids in my school love this band. I was digging the Eagles, and everybody else was digging these guys.
Kiss, rock and roll over. I'm always
I'm
going to pull Kiss albums out.
And these Kiss albums, you always the back, the front was it. That's the front of it. Others at the back. I mean, these were you couldn't figure out what was the back and the front. I mean, it was
This one,
They were really marketing geniuses. They
This
were
one-
marketing geniuses.
this one comes with some
Yeah,
stickers.
stickers. Like Grand Funk. You know, Grand Funk would always have
Real-
great little stuff like it. They had always.
Their inserts, Kiss
Yeah.
inserts, are great.
They were great
So I
marketing
hope
guys.
we get more albums to show you because
They
I'll
were,
show them all.
were you
posters.
were you do you like their music? Because I don't.
No, I'm not a big.
Yeah, I don't think their
But I'll
music.
tell you what.
I don't want to upset them, but I don't.
No.
Their music is not good. But I mean they were great marketers.
I've never been a big fan. But when I was working at the record store, then we had a video of them playing later at Las Vegas, and they played it. It was really good.
Listen, everybody
Well, it
in
was
my I'm
good.
serious. When I'm in high school, I'm
Yeah.
16. Everybody was into these guys. They came in concert, and like everybody went but me. And again, I was an Eagles guy and
But
more
that
the band and
that video
Bob Dylan
was
and
really good.
they were huge.
very
You got-
entertaining.
yeah.
That's-
Oh, they were incredible in concert.
But they
in
were
live.
great. That
They
was
were.
that was their thing. The Kiss album also comes with a fan club thing. You could order all this paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And
I just don't have any Kiss. I have one Kiss album. I have Destroyer, and I got it in a package.
that has
deal.
a good sound to it.
Well,
Destroyer.
Yeah, but
I
okay.
have a cool album, a later one that a lot of people don't have the vinyl on. It's called Psycho Circus.
Okay.
It's got a 3D cover on
Yeah.
it, like the
Oh,
Rolling Stones one.
their packaging
It's
was
great.
incredible.
It's great.
It was incredible.
Kiss, number 13. This is the last one before we hit
Okay.
the top 10s, all right? This is Beatle George Harrison, in 33 and a third.
He did great solo stuff. He just did great.
He
solo.
did good ones,
I am a
and he
huge
did bad
fan of
ones.
his solo. So he did some great ones. Oh,
Well, of course, All Things Must Pass is a great album, into Bangladesh. But then he had Living in the Material World.
I love Living in the Material World. I like it.
And an album I didn't like, Dark Horse, and I didn't like Extra Texture, but I like this.
It's a good one.
33 and a third, and the one after that, George Harrison. And I really like Cloud Nine and posthumous album called Brainwashed. But this album is really good. It has singles, This Song and Cracker Box Palace. It's a great song called It's What You Value. Just the whole thing is very enjoyable. A lot of people didn't buy this record, but you should have it. Crashing right into the top 10, number 10.
Well, we're doing the top 10 albums of January 8th, 1977, and we want to mention that album sales were off the charts in 1977. Everybody was buying records. So these are records you're going to be able to find in a used record store in great condition. A lot of copies of these albums are going to be available.
Yeah,
the top 10 here.
What's unusual about it is the top 10 albums are all classic records. So there's nothing rare here. You should know just about every one of them. And they've maintained their popularity over the years, starting with number 10 here. Linda Ronstadt, Greatest Hits. Has Different Drum.
Different Drum written by Michael Nesmith, has Desperado from the Eagles. She was in that kind of Eagles Rat Pack. She toured with the Eagles, sang with the Eagles sometimes. I mean, she was one of the voices of the 70s. And it's a gatefold. Lyrics are in here. It's also got a picture sleeve you want to look for. There you go. So
The other pictures were good. This one. Yeah. And it's got You're No Good on there. I really like that. I think When Will I Be Loved is on that.
Must own album. You got to own this album.
Number 9 coming up. The Steve Miller Band. Got some airplay off of that.
Yeah, this got a ton of airplay in 77.
It came
a ton.
after the Joker album. That was a big hit record. He had made a lot of albums before that, but they just kind of had a smaller following. But this was the big time. Fly Like an Eagle. There are 3 hit singles on it. Take the Money and Run. Keep on Rocking Me. I always liked that one. And everybody likes Fly Like an Eagle. All right. Now there's an album before this, a couple albums before that most people don't know. It's called Rock Love. If you want to hear a good Steve Miller Band album that you probably don't own, check that out. Rock Love. Okay.
Number 8.
And it was
Coming in at number 8.
No, wait a minute. I have a
okay.
mobile fidelity.
Cool.
Fly Like an Eagle album. Sounds
Okay.
great.
Now coming in at number 8.
Number 8.
Oh my goodness. One of the all-time great live albums.
Peter Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive. Saw him in concert with Edgar Winter Band. Didn't know anything about him at the time, but all these girls were screaming. I'm asking my brother, I said, what is going on? What is going on? Why are they making such a... And 3 weeks later, this album was number one.
And this is really kind of the live album of the 70s. This thing got a lot of airplay, very well done. The great quote on Peter Frampton is, when the Stones were looking for a guitar player in the middle of the 70s, Frampton auditioned, and Mick Jagger said, one of the Stones said, he's too good looking.
He's too good looking.
The Stones. So he was a sensational live performer, and this album caught his act perfectly.
That's good. Moving on to number 7. This is what
Any singles out of this?
There are, as a matter of fact, John, there are singles.
Big ones.
Show Me the Way. This is a picture sleeve single of Show Me the Way. Another picture sleeve of Baby I Love Your Way. And then another single, Do You Feel Like We Do? Is that what it says? Yes, Do You Feel Like We Do?
There you go.
And after Peter Frampton, one of my favorite bands, I really like these guys, this is the Doobie Brothers. Greatest hits. I didn't bring any singles from this album because there's too many hits and I didn't want to bore everybody with that. But I really like these guys. Their albums, Toulouse Street and Captain and Me, are two of the best albums
Captain and Me is great
of the decade.
Yes.
And the production of Ted Templeman is just astounding. So check them out. Always enjoyable. Number 6.
Number 6 on January 8th, 1977. The great Rod Stewart.
Rod the Mod, A Night on the Town. You can use this side of the album as your front, or you can use this side of the album as your front. Rod Stewart comes with 3 hit singles on it. The first cut is the deepest, and you might not know that was written by Cat Stevens. The Killing of Georgie. And doesn't it have the big hit on it? Tonight's the Night. Oh, that's on a different album, isn't it?
No, it's on here. Tonight leads the album off.
I'm missing the
That's
single
okay.
somewhere. We'll find it. Found it.
There you go.
Tonight's the Night. There we are. Then we'll move right on to number 5. The Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh, love this album, and you got to get the inserts on this album. This is the one where it may be difficult to find all the inserts of this. Oh no, this is New World Record.
And this is New World.
Okay,
Record.
So this does not have a lot of inserts.
Wondering.
It does have the picture sleeve. Okay?
Oh look, a hype sticker.
But it's got the hype sticker. Okay, I thought we were coming in with Out of the Blue. With Out of the Blue, you got to get all the inserts.
Oh yeah,
you got to get them.
Love that. That's the next album, Out of the Blue.
You got to get all the inserts. Of that.
Great singles from here.
But you do have to get the picture sleeve. They were always well packaged albums.
Living Thing.
Great.
Do Ya? I think this is the second
great music.
reissue.
These guys were so good.
This is Telephone Line, which comes in green vinyl.
It came in green vinyl in '77.
I don't know when it came. I know I have one.
And it's a picture sleeve you got there.
And there's a picture sleeve for that.
Look at that.
Here's a regular picture sleeve with a regular thing on it. So that's good. These guys were getting better and better with each album. This is a
they're phenomenal.
Really good album.
Their music was used in background on television so much. The instrumental parts of their music, just on sports programs in the 70s, were using their music. ELO.
Number 4. This is a big, thick album. This is a 3-record set, I believe. This is Paul McCartney.
Oh, here we go. Wings.
Called Wings Over America.
Great live album.
3-record set. He does 5 or 6 Beatles songs on here, which caught a lot of people's eyes. First time Beatles were actually doing their songs. Comes with a nice gatefold. 2 albums on one side, one on the other. And it came with this really ugly poster here.
This is the number 4.
This is number 4.
This is number 4. Okay.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. I'm ripping this poster.
Look at that. That is a big poster. So you got to get the poster with it.
Wings Over
There you go.
America poster.
There you go.
That look all right on the back. There's a bunch of pictures
That
of
is
them as
so
well.
cool. That's so good. They're so
Okay.
good. Wings are so good. So good.
We got that going for us.
He just came out with a great box set.
There was a single from that. He managed to get his song "Maybe I'm Amazed" put on a
Great
single.
song. There you go.
It was a hit, so he got another hit
Perfect.
out of there
Okay.
with a well-deserved song. "Maybe I'm Amazed" is a great song.
Yes, it is.
Number 3, you can talk about this album because it was unusual. This is a debut album by Boston.
There you go.
It's a
ton of
group that nobody knew anything about, nobody ever heard of, came out of nowhere. They were on Columbia Records, but this was huge. I was in a music land looking at records with my brother, and I hear a song playing. I'm going, that's good. Another song plays good. That's real good. Third song came on, and I listened to this song. I go to the car and said, what are you guys playing? So this is a new group. This is a new band called Boston. I said, I'll take one of those. That's it. More Than a Feeling. With the Hype sticker. I have another copy of this album. Hype's the other 2 songs.
Wow.
Long Time.
Look at that.
More Than a Feeling. It's got a big story on the cover and
cool.
everything.
Another
like
Hype
that.
sticker. And our singles out of this album.
We have
a lot of airplay on this album.
More Than a Feeling.
A lot of it.
This album never grows old. I just love listening to these guys. Long Time and Peace of Mind. Boston, number 3. This album sold the book I was looking at several years old. Up at that point, it had sold 17 million copies of this album. 2 albums coming up, 2 big ones. Number 2, John, Hotel California.
Yeah, certainly one of the most iconic albums of the 70s. I'm a big Eagles fan. I actually believe this is their 5th best album. I like the first 4 better, but it's still a phenomenal album. And you got that. This is the sleeve that comes with it right here. It came with a poster. Do you have the poster in there? It came with a poster. It came with a poster. You have to get the poster.
Dig deep down in here.
There you go.
Show them the poster.
Came with it black and white. I don't know if they call it sepia.
Yeah, this isn't sepia. It's black.
Yeah, I mean it's not. So there you go. Got to get the poster with it, and you'll find the poster. This album sold so many copies that you're going to find this, and you're going to find it in great condition. Now again, I am an Eagle expert when it comes to the pressings, and you're not going to find a bad pressing on this. I think they're all really good. We're going to do Eagles albums from the early 70s, where I'm going to tell you there's significant differences in the pressings. On this one, there's not. You're going to find all of them sound great. And on this one, there again, what you do need to get on this if you're a vinyl record collector is there's a first pressing with secret messages on it. And we're running a little long in this show, so we're going to, I'm sure, do another week where this is the number 1 album, and I'll go more into this album. But you do want to get a copy of this album with the secret messages in the dead wax and one without the secret messages in the dead wax. I have both of those copies. They both sound great. There's no real differences in how they sound. And again, in early Eagles albums, there's significant differences in the different pressings. And we're going to go over that when we hit those charts. But on Hotel California, you're going to want to get a couple more copies of that album. You're going to want to get it in this box set. Okay, this is the studio albums. These are really great pressings. So you're going to want to get this box set. And you're going to want to get the 1-step. I think this is an album that you need to invest in the 1-step on Hotel California. This sounds great. And it's just an unbelievable sounding album. It's an historic album. And so there's some extra stuff you want to get in that album.
This album, Hotel California, sold 16 million copies. Their greatest hit album that we showed earlier sold over 30 million copies. And I believe it's been listed as the biggest selling album of all time.
Well, again, we're going to do a separate show on the Eagles, and I'm going to go over why I think they're the greatest group of all time in rock history.
John's going to tell you all about the
But
Eagles.
again, in my opinion, I'm a huge Eagle fan. This is their 5th best album, in my opinion. But we'll do that at a later date. Why I think this is only number 5. And the singles from Hotel California, and these are all big ones.
New Kid in Town, that's my favorite Eagles song.
That's my favorite song on this album.
I love that.
It is a great song.
Hotel California.
Of course, with the great intro that's famous for that song. You know the song right off the bat when you hear the intro.
Don Felder guitar.
Just tremendous.
I like
tremendous intro of that song.
Life in the Fast Lane. And now we're going to blow right into the number one
album of January 8th, 1977.
The hotly anticipated Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life, 2-record set. Also has a EP in it with 4 extra songs. So you want to check that out. After his last album, Fulfilling Us, it took him 2 years and 2 months before he got another album out, so everybody was waiting for it, and it was worth the wait. It was just a huge record. It was a number 1 album for 14 weeks. It's one of the best albums of the year of all time. Won the Grammy for Album of the Year, Male Pop Vocal, and there's some great hit singles from it. I Wish is the number 1 single. I believe Sir Duke, with the Pictures League, I believe that is a number 1 single as well. 2 number 1 singles. And the other 2, I believe that's number 1. I'm not sure. Another Star was a single. And As, a song called As was a single. But perhaps the biggest, most well-known song from the album is one called Isn't She Lovely, which got a lot of airplay and a lot of people really liked it. Helped propel this album because everybody wanted that song and you couldn't get it on a single. Other notable songs are Pastime Paradise and If It's Magic, and just everything is great. Wonderful album, highly recommended.
And let's take a look at the top 10 singles from the Billboard 100, January 8th, 1977. But before we get to the top 10, you got some extra ones you want to show us?
Yeah, just a few this week. There's nothing really rare or unusual. Like I said, same thing with the albums. A lot of the hits are classics and you hear them all the time. So we're going to start with number 78. This song is still a popular song today. This is Gordon Lightfoot's Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell the story? I have a story
of
about
course.
This. I called my lovely wife, Virginia, on the phone one day. She's driving in her car. We talked, and I said, okay, goodbye, and I hung up. Then I noticed that the phone hadn't hung up. So I picked the phone up and go, honey, and I can hear her, but she doesn't know that the phone's still on. And she's got the radio on and she's singing The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald with the record. And she doesn't know the words. All she could get up and get you goomy and stuff like that. It's a pretty funny story. You want to check it out. If you ever see Virginia, ask her to sing The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Great song.
Number 76 came off the album I showed you earlier. This is Kansas, Carry On Wayward Son on Kirshner Records, the Monkees Kirshner
on
Records.
Kirshner, yep.
Number 71, this was the first single from Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. This is Go Your Own Way. I read a review in Billboard about this single, and they were comparing them to have a harder sound on this album, sound more like the Jefferson Starship. Well, after the album came out, they didn't make any more comparisons to anybody else. They had their own sound, right?
Yes, they did.
Number 64, this is a great record by a talented guy from England. England or Ireland, I'm not sure. Al Stewart's Year of the Cat.
One of the great songs of the 70s.
Just a great
One of the great songs of the 70s.
His albums are great. The album this comes from is super. It must not have been on the charts or I'd have pulled it out. Number 56, I pulled this out. We had the ABBA Greatest Hits album on the last batch of stuff. This is Dancing Queen. I believe this is their only number 1 single in the States. This is a promo copy of Dancing Queen. Wow. Number 42 from Boz Scaggs. What's the name of that album?
Silk Degrees.
Degrees.
One of the greatest albums of all time.
I'm getting old, John.
Every single song on there could have been a single. Every single one.
This one I really like a lot. This is What Can I Say? What Can I Say on a promo copy? Number 17, I pulled this because they are such an important act today as well. This is Queen and Somebody to Love, 17.
Number 17 on January 8th, 1977.
Now we're ready for the top
10,
John.
Top 10 45 singles on January 8th, 1977.
Number 10. Let me get my little sheets here because I have little stuff written down. This is Burton Cummings and Stand Tall. It peaked at number 10. He, of course, is the lead singer of the Guess Who from Canada. Guess Who had many, many great hits, and he wrote them, he sang them. He is one of the best singers in rock and roll, Burton Cummings. And I have a sheet music for it. I'm really on the ball here.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Stand Tall, Burton Cummings. Number 9, the inimitable Engelbert Humperdinck and After the Lovin'. His last really big hit single on Epic. Most of them are on Parrot. He's a tremendous singer. His Release Me song, his first single, kept the Beatles out of number 1 in England after they had like 12 number 1 singles or something like that. There's 2 songs by him that you can get on any of his greatest hits. One called The Way It Used to Be, another one called I'm a Better Man. If you haven't heard these songs, check them out. Bring tears to your eyes. This guy's really great. Number 8, John's favorite, The Rubber Band Man. Well, let's do Engelbert Humperdinck's sheet music first. Then we'll do The Rubber Band Man for the Spinners.
And this is the version that is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So the album version is 7 minutes.
Are there any secret messages on it?
That's not like the Eagles.
Oh,
I don't think there are. But the flip side, Now That We're Together, is a great song. Great song on the flip side. But the Rubber Band Man, that's the 3 minute and 30 second version they would play on the radio. But again, the album version of 7 minutes is the one you want to get.
This is from their 5th album on Atlantic. Their first album on Atlantic is known to a lot of people. It's been mentioned as the number 1 or best soul album of all time. So once again,
I think anything the Spinners did is great.
You want to check that out.
Huge Spinners fan. I'm a huge Spinners fan.
Bobby Smith, the lead singer. He's my favorite. He's my man. Number 7 was a disco song. It came and went, but it was big. It was called Daz by a group called Brick. I don't know a whole lot about them. Wasn't one of my favorite tracks. Do you like it?
It's okay.
You want to see the Rubber Band Man?
Yeah, there you go.
Give the Rubber Band Man sheet music for that. I heard a clicking. Someone was telling me that I didn't show that record. Number 6 coming up. This is Elton John. A song called Sorry seems to be the hardest word. It comes off an album called Blue Moves. The song only made it to number 6. Elton John had 7 number 1 albums in a row, and this album came in at number 3. So that's what you're dealing with. This is a 2-record set. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I showed you the single. Yeah, the album was a 2-record set, and it only peaked at number 3. So you had a little problem with that one. It's not that it's a bad album. It's just, you don't remember.
It's not one of my favorite Elton John albums.
You don't remember. You can't remember how the songs go.
In my opinion, he peaked at Captain Fantastic, but that's just my opinion.
Number 5, we have a group called Rose Royce, and this is their single called Car Wash, the first big single by them. Good soul group. I have a nice
great song.
This is a great
song.
Sheet music of Car Wash. I was babysitting with my girlfriend at the time, and with a bunch of children. There was a little girl there, she was about 3 years old. I was playing guitar. She said, "Chris, will you sing a love song for me?" And I said, "Sure, honey, I'll sing a love song for you." I said, "What would you like to hear?" And she thinks, and she goes, car wash. Like I said, you can't make stuff like that up. Number 4 is the Stevie Wonder classic, I Wish, which you've all heard many, many times. Comes off Songs in the Key of Life.
Yeah, the sheet music for that?
It was number 1 single. 4 top 40 singles from the album. Ton of airplay on this. I talked a lot about that during the album. Number 3 is Rod Stewart's Tonight's the Night. That was also a number 1 single, and it was number 1 for 8 weeks.
I'm just not a fan of this song, but
they
played it a lot. I know,
yeah,
but
they
played it a lot. I love his early stuff.
It was released.
Love Maggie May.
Released in '76, but this was a hit in '77.
Yeah, it was huge hit.
It was Song of the Year, I believe. Night on the Town. Number 2. This is an unusual story. This is by a British singer, Leo Sayer. You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. He was known for singing and writing You Must Let the Show Go On, Three Dog Night, and then Long Tall Glasses. He sang that. You Know I Can't Dance. You Know I Can't Dance.
He gets a number 2 single. Wow.
No, this single went all the way to number 1.
Well, it was number 2 this week.
Yeah, number 2.
And this is a promo copy right here. It says promotional, not for sale. That is a promo right there.
I think the follow-up single, When I Need You, was number 1 as well.
Wow.
So he peaked right then, right at that point. Number 1 single, I Love It. This is Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. of the Fifth Dimension doing You Don't Have to Be a Star.
And you played this in your band, so you have the sheet music for
this. Here's You Make Me Feel Like Dancing, Leo Sayer with big hair. And this is You Don't Have to Be a Star. Fifth Dimension, of course, known for Stone Soul Picnic, Up and Away, Aquarius, and her marvelous rendition of One Less Bell to Answer, and many, many more. That's our top 10 today. I hope you enjoyed them. John?
January 8th, 1977. I was 16 years old, and a lot of these albums I literally still have, and I bought them right off the rack. So I know they're first pressings. We'll see you in our next show.
Thank you.